Well, this is a nice way to end a nice long weekend that I've had. So, this is my fourth attempt at making this video. First time was outside, and my microphone could pick up the slightest breeze. Second attempt, my computer was having problems and started to go in weird verbal loops when I wasn't talking. So, the third time, it was just too long. I've tried shortening it, and I can't. So, now I'm going to enjoy my macaroni and cheese, though it is kind of soupy. I guess that's why they suggest that you follow directions on the box. But where's the fun in that? Anyway, so, I'm not going to try and give you the plot. I'm just going to tell you a couple things that I thought were interesting in the book. 1. Someone goes over to the dark side. Big surprise, it's Star Wars. It wouldn't be a Star Wars book unless someone went to the dark side, really. You should really try macaroni and cheese with actual cheese, not that powdered crap that it comes with. Like actual cheese. It's awesome. Stringy. So, anyway. The book makes a couple good points on how impatience leads to recklessness. Now, Gantoris, from the previous book, finally encounters his dark man of his dreams, nightmares, whatever you want to call them. His fantasies. No. And he starts to learn some secrets, then he realizes that he's going to the dark side, and then he rebels against the evil essence of Exar Khan, which is the real bad guy in the whole story. Books. The entire books. And so... tasty. And so Gantoris is killed. He's burnt to a crisp. But he makes a pretty awesome lightsaber before he dies. And then Keep Duran shows up shortly after Gantoris' death, and he starts to get impatient. He thinks that he's not progressing fast enough. So he starts to encounter Exar Khan and starts to embrace Exar Khan more than Gantoris. And Keep Duran tries to pull, oh, if I just stick my foot in the water, then the shark won't get me. Well, instead, Keep Duran pretty much sticks his entire torso in the water, and the shark is now starting to consume him. That is probably the weirdest analogy I've ever thought of, but... Well, actually, no, I've thought of weirder. Trust me, I've thought of much weirder things. But that analogy makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. So now Kip is trying to pretty much avenge his family's death. He's now going after every remnant of the Empire with the Sun Crusher. Awesome. The mac cheese, not the book. Or I just told you. And, of course, there's Admiral Dala and her fleet of Star Destroyers. She already lost one Star Destroyer when she tried to defend the Maw installation in the first book. In this book, she loses 2 due to stupidity. She doesn't care about ruling the Empire or anything. She's just bent on destruction. She wants to destroy as much as she can. So that the Empire may have a chance to flourish once more. And in the process, she loses yet another Star Destroyer when she attacks the planet of Calamari, and she loses another one in a supernova explosion, which Kip initiated with the Sun Crusher. So now Dala is absolutely furious, and she is now determined to just do as much damage as possible and doesn't care, because now she's just one Star Destroyer. She now intends to pretty much ram her last ship into Coruscant and cause the most damage in the capital planet. Also, the book, it really goes into gambling a bit, because in this book it talks about Han. Han loses the Falcon to Lando, which isn't bad. It's just the whole stupidity on how the Falcon is passing between Han and Lando. First, Han wins the Falcon in a game of Sabacc on Bespin. This is before The Empire Strikes Back. This is before New Hope. So, excuse me. So now Han or Lando, someone challenges someone because the other one's pissed. It's most likely Han that's pissed. And he ends up losing the Falcon in a game of Sabacc, which is pretty much a card game, for those of you that don't know. And then it's like, dang, Han lost the Falcon. And then he wins it back for a day. Then he loses it back to Lando. Now, Lando surprises you, but he actually gives the Falcon back to Han. And Han is just so happy. And it goes to show you that gambling just really isn't worth it. First off, I've never cared to gamble. I'm sure I have gambled on certain different levels, but I've never gambled with my possessions or money. Because 1, I like my possessions. 2, I like my money. My Aunt Vicky was a gambler, and she was a bit of an idiot. Because she ended up losing a lot of money. But she was like, oh no, it's okay, I won $100 out of the $300 I spent on gambling. Now granted, if you're like Chloe's dad, and you know how to play poker, and you know how to gamble, it benefits you. But if you're just gambling because you can't stop gambling, you're just gambling because you like to gamble, stop. There are not AA. GA meetings, Gambler Anonymous meetings. I'm sure there are rehabilitation sessions that you can take. So, this book had decent philosophy. Decent. And decent morals and all that fun jazz. Things I can actually extract from it. It's still pretty good, even though it's still soupy. So other than that, I liked it, so now time to look forward to the 3rd book. I'll see you next week.